Everybody, this is Ray West from the New York City Groove Machine, known as Spread Eagle, and you are watching CMS TV. Spread the word.
All right, that's Bombs Away from the album This Is 13, the brand new one. Not really brand new, but the new again album, I guess we'll say, from the mighty band Anvil. And on the phone, returning to the Classic Metal Show, the one, the only Lips from Anvil. Lips, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Excellent, man. Well, Lips.
Great.
Well, Lips, last time you were on the show, there was this little movie that you were hoping was going to do something and was going to maybe raise the exposure of the band a little bit and hopefully give you a reason to continue on and keep touring and whatnot. I cannot even remotely imagine that This Is Anvil is even in what your wildest dreams hoped it would be.
So I guess have you seen the movie?
I have seen the movie, sir.
Okay, so you know the optimist that I am, right?
Yeah, I do, but I cannot.
You kind of find it hard to believe, or what?
Well, I find it hard to believe that you expected it to do what it has done for the band. I know you've always believed in the band, and it's no secret that you've always believed in that. But man, this thing has launched the band in a way I cannot. I'll put it another way. It has launched the band in a way that I never fathomed it would. I've always been a hardcore Anvil guy, and that being said, I never expected popular culture to just get it the way they have with the movie.
Because it's you see that I look at it, and I still do, and I did originally that. When a Hollywood screenwriter who worked for Spielberg tells you they're going to make a movie about you, and inside your soul, you know you're just the kind of perfect subject for such a thing.
Okay.
That, to me, and that's not being full of myself, what I'm actually saying is that I'm the type of person, I'll tell you everything you want to know and everything you don't want to know.
Okay.
With complete and utter honesty. So when being asked to do that, I felt as though all my years and everything that I put into it was for the purpose of it.
Okay.
It felt like my destiny.
Sure.
And to me, when he said that he was going to do it, my immediate thought was, that's how I made it. Not how I'm going to make it, but that's how I made it. I saw it in a past tense.
Sure. Absolutely, man.
And I know that might sound a little odd, but it really is the truth, because I felt that, you know, maybe other people might you know, they might have a story, but it's not like this.
Right. Oh, I agree. And the interesting thing about your movie, and I've seen, like I'm sure you've seen, a lot of what I would call false comparisons to Spinal Tap, because it's where Spinal Tap was a goof. I mean, yours is there's reality to it that, you know, people that are in the business know and see that the average fan never does see. Specifically, when you were, I forget where you're at, Germany or Stuttgart or somewhere, and the manager wants to pay you with the soup, and you're like, get out of here with that. Where's my cash? You know, I mean, that's real world, but I think most people just never see that side of the business. Am I right on that?
Well, that's it, and I think that what we did here is we showed a complete, real portrayal of what really happens. People, you know, you'd only see something like that in a state of where a band was in our position like that. You're certainly not going to get that in an Iron Maiden movie.
Right. Right.
You know,
definitely.
but that's not really a state of reality. It's almost like a dreamland. It's something that none of us can really fathom. It's a completely different level, and it's way beyond that. So you're not going to get the drama. You're not going to get the the nitty gritty. And certainly, if it happened, they wouldn't show it. See, that's the other aspect.
Right.
Who's going to have enough guts to show that they're getting stiffed, or to show an empty room, or to show themselves in any light? But I'm a glorious warrior, and I'm great. Most of these DVDs and videos about bands are all 100% hype.
Right.
Make you look as big and great as you possibly can.
Sure. Right on, man.
I mean, I'm just saying it the way it is, and it's to a point where every band is great. Well, okay, so then it becomes like everything else, and it's mundane, and people want, what we depicted was, in a certain sense, what everybody heard that it's like, but has never witnessed it.
Right. Do you think
you hear about these things, but you never, who would ever show it?
Right. Sure.
In a reality film, or of what band would ever want to show these situations where, okay, a place is packed and you see just the band there and one guy in a lounge chair.
Right. Sure.
Like some of this stuff is, they're real moments. It's what really happened, and it's not something of shame. It's reality.
Well, sure, absolutely, man. Do you think that movies like yours, or even to a different extent, because they're they're the biggest band in the world, but do you think movies like yours or the Metallica, some kind of monster movie, do you think they ultimately prove that people are tired of being fed hype and they just want to see how things actually are?
I believe that.
Okay.
I believe that full-heartedly. I think people are tired of bullshit.
Right. I agree.
And I think when they see a real glimmer of honesty, they embrace it fully. And so they should, man, because our society is so full of bullshit.
Right.
Of being snowed, of being fed and taken down the garden path with lies. Everything from the top of government to the guy at the corner store. We're just sick of it.
Right, I agree.
And it's a breath of fresh air when you see some honesty. That's all I can say. And I think that both the director and Sasha Gervasi and ourselves, we're tired of it too.
Right on.
And let's just be honest. Let's just show it for what it really is, not a bunch of made up stuff, man.
Sure.
All these mundane, glossed over stories, man. Why can't you show people what really happens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I think the most appealing thing to the This Is Anvil movie is not necessarily the music, and it's not even necessarily the portrayal of what really happens out there. It's just the fact that never, I mean, even when it shows all of your history, never does it show it that you guys are anything other than, four guys that were out trying to make it, doing music and having some success, but ultimately not becoming Aerosmith. You know what I mean?
That's right. You don't have to become Aerosmith.
Right. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really is. You've got to just be who you are. And if you can't make it for being who you are, then you're probably not going to.
Sure.
Because you can't be, that's what you have to be authentic. And it has to be from the right place. And I've always believed in that. And I've never done anything to shape or form my music so that it could be commercially accessible.
Right.
And this is... And stayed in the underground full-heartedly and happily and contently.
Right.
That's really the truth. Never with an anxiousness, I've got to be as big as Aerosmith. Never had that. Don't have, delusions of grandeur. I just don't have that. That's not really what it's about. It was about creating music and keeping my career alive.
Right.
That's what I strive to do, and I think that to me, and still is about, it's all about the writing process and about creating music. It's not who sells the most records, it's actually who creates the most records.
Right. I agree.
Like who's been the most artistic, who's created the most songs. That to me is the winner.
Sure.
Who's been the most prolific, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, to exceed all the big bands in the amount of records I put out is a great feat and a great sense of accomplishment to me. And it doesn't matter that they sold that. Okay, well, you know, on one record they've sold more than all of your records put together. So what?
Yeah, exactly.
They only wrote 10 songs on that record.
Mm-hmm. And
you know, and it's just the way I look at it. You know, to me, success is getting as much of your music as that you write, as much as you can write, and getting it out.
sure.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored, and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
And I have to admit, Lips, one of the things that you guys have been doing that to me just shows, you know, what kind of guys you guys are is the thing that you've been doing where you guys are showing the movie and then playing right behind it, because ultimately what you care about, it seems, is you still want people to hear that music. You don't want to be known as the guys from the movie. You want to be known as Anvil the band.
Well, I think that there wouldn't be, they're interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, they're interconnected, and that's fine. That's totally acceptable to me, and so they should be, because it's the people that make the music that the movie's about. So it's still about me.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, the bottom line, it's still about me. It's my music is about me too, isn't it? So
Sure.
It doesn't matter if it's my personality or my music or both, or a combination, or the character I am, or the kind of person I am. You love me, I'm glad.
Right.
I'm not really particular on what aspect. If you say you love me, I'm fine with that.
Right on.
I mean, I'm not going to become like the Monkees and disband because I'm
Right.
I'm angry because I didn't get it just the way I want it to.
Right. Sure.
You know.
Definitely.
I mean,
man.
there's a lot of people that might have that attitude, but I don't.
Sure.
To me, it's all one and the same. It's public acceptance of the person I am, really, ultimately, and my career, my music, is being embraced, and I'm very grateful. If whether it's a result of a movie, listen, any way you make it, it's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's a song. If you got lucky enough to be part of a recording that goes big, that's a miracle in itself.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, and it's even that much more of a miracle to sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the way I look at it, it doesn't matter what the miracle was, so long as that there was a miracle. It's the same way as, you know, the same way as I talk about a tour. Even if the tour is a disaster, at least there was a tour to go out on.
Right.
I mean, where's your band working tonight?
I hear you, man. Well, dude, obviously maybe the best part of the whole success of the movie is the fact that the album that you worked so hard to produce is finally out there now, and it's not out there any longer only out of the trunk of your truck. It's actually out there, man. You've got to be happy that This Is 13 is out there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. But everybody has to also understand that the dividends on those records have been compromised in a certain sense. And it's not really a level of compromise, but it is compromise, because for giving part of those dividends to a record company, it's going to be accessible to the public on a much grander scale than I could ever dreamed of.
Sure.
I mean, there's no way that I could have had the distribution and the ability to fill the marketplace with my product. It was impossible. Can't do that on your own.
Right.
No way.
Sure.
It became to the point where the movie's popularity and the popularity of the band through media and on every level, whether it's everything from Hustler magazine to Newsweek in New York, there's articles on the band. It's completely in the mainstream. You need a proper record company to make sure that people can find your stuff.
Sure, I agree, man. Well,
I mean, there's really no other route to go. But like I say, there's a compromise in doing that. It's not like they're not going to do it for free.
Sure, of course not.
So I mean, I don't expect anybody to do it for free. I don't do it for free. Why would they?
Right, I agree.
So, in the average, in the scheme of things, of course, it means that I'm going to receive a lot less than I would have had I sold it on my own, but there'll be a lot more sold. So, having said that, my popularity, then I can go play, and of course, it raises the bar, and I'm not going to be playing for $200 a night.
Right.
So, I mean, on every other number of different ways, it changes everything.
Sure.
And I'm extraordinarily grateful to all of it. And I mean, it's of course, I have a great sense of pride. Now, I mean, really, when you say it's a re-release, it's actually a release.
Okay.
Because in comparison to what we were doing, we weren't doing anything.
Right. Sure. It was just more like a hardcore fans issue at first.
Absolutely, and even that was narrowed down because the hardcore fan would, in the old days, or a little while back, you'd be on an independent that pressed a very limited supply of CDs, and they went out into certain specialty metal stores.
Right.
The hardcore fans would pick them up there, and that would be the end of it.
Right.
And that would pay for your record to get recorded and everything else that you do, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's generally the way it went before. In the case with This Is 13, we didn't even have the independent record company to put it into these mom and pop specialty stores. It wasn't even available there.
Right.
So it was even less than that. It was PayPal on our MySpace page.
Right, sure.
So we're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 copies in a worldwide domain.
Sure. Yeah,
on our own release. So in other words, no one has the record. Right?
Right, definitely.
I mean, come on, man. That's basically what we're talking about. So when we say re-release, I say no, it's actually the release. What we did was we sent out some promo copies.
Right, but at least with the re-release, though, you did provide a really good nugget for the hardcore metal on metal original fans with the recording of Thumbhang that a lot of people have wanted forever.
Yeah, that came out absolutely amazing.
Sure.
It did, man, and it's really, really quite remarkable, and you can hear the influences of its day when you listen to the music, and it's actually, I think that's what the fascination is for everybody. It's like, wow, listen to this. This is a song that these guys wrote when they were kids,
mm-hmm.
and it's standing the test of time. Because there is and I think there's something to be said about that in itself, in the way that the rock music and or metal music or whatever you really want to call it is really timeless.
Right.
It really, and it's been like that for a good 30 years. That music from 30 years ago still is totally relevant today, without any question about it.
Right.
And I think there's a lot to be said about that. That generations of kids coming into and listening to Black Sabbath now for
Sure.
the first time. I think there's something very special about that.
Right.
That it transcends generations. It's amazing.
Right. Well, it's
And to be part of that history and part of that music and legacy is an amazing accomplishment as far as I'm concerned.
absolutely.
And I'm a very proud and happy individual.
Very cool, man. Well, Lips, what's next for the band, man? Obviously, this swell of interest and activity and growth of the band, has to open the door for new things. What comes next?
Well, we're doing an extensive tour of the United States with the movie in clubs, actually.
Okay.
I believe in the House of Blues clubs. And that's going to happen pretty soon. And we're also going to Japan, where the movie is just coming out. We are also going to the UK to do a tour with Saxon, which is wonderful. We've got a tour in Australia in February, in what is called the Soundwave Festival, which is a festival that tours all over the continent. And it's just movie appearances. We're going to be on Conan O'Brien.
Cool.
We were just on Sons of Anarchy as gun runners, and we re-recorded the song "Slip Kid" with Frankie Perez of Slash's band.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to come to an end. I mean, it's been going for 2 years, and it's just starting to fire up, man. It's unbelievable.
Sure. When was the last time you visited the shelter where you were making and delivering food?
It's been quite some time.
Do you plan to go back now and say, "Look, I made it"?
No.
I hear you, man.
No, I think they kind of knew when it happened.
Right. I hear you, man.
Like when we came in and filmed, everybody realized something really special's going on here.
I hear you, man. Well, Lips, the new album, as we said, This Is 13, is available now. And, of course, obviously, Anvil, the movie, just continues to go and go and go. So hopefully it just continues to do well for you guys. And, as a longtime fan, man, I'm very happy to see this happening to, a group of guys that really deserve it, man. It's very cool for you guys.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
All right, Lips, well, why don't you go ahead and pick a closing tune, something that we can end the interview with. It could be something of yours. It could be something of anybody's, just something that you think would be appropriate.
Okay, how about The Hammer, Motorhead?
All right, and why that one?
I always loved that song.
Fair enough. Well, let's check it out. It is Lemmy and Motorhead with The Hammer right here on your Classic Metal Show.
Want to watch the Classic Metal Show on your big screen instead of your phone or computer? Now you can with the Rumble app. The Rumble app is available on most smart TVs and streaming devices. Just download the app, open it, and search for Classic Metal Show. You'll instantly get access to all the latest episodes on demand. Plus, catch the entire live broadcast every Saturday night and watch exclusive live-streamed events as they happen. Download the Rumble app today, search for Classic Metal Show, and subscribe now. The Classic Metal Show. Metal. Talk. Streaming live and on demand.